these are the key kind of data sets that we hold. We hold lots of other ones, but for the purposes of this project, they're perhaps slightly less important. You haven't got many registered battlefields, unfortunately. You haven't got any registered parks and gardens. You've got a few scheduled monuments. The scheduled monuments in Redruth are quite small things. I'm just trying to see if I can even see them. Sure, there's one in the town, but I can't remember what it was.
Would it be the one in Victoria Park?
Yeah, it might be, and there's probably a war memorial.
Yeah, that's the Victoria in Victoria Park.
That's listed.
They can be both.
Right. Okay.
Just to be confusing. But anyway, I'm sure there is one somewhere. I just can't see it for a minute. You can see this one though. It's not hard to spot Carnbury. And that again, that works in exactly the same way. Only this one takes you directly to the scheduled monument listing, which is, yeah, I'll tell you all about it. And in fact, here you go, scheduled monument, reason for designation, and that's the details. Which, when you compare it to the one we've just looked at, is fairly minimal considering how significant a monument it is. But it just depends when they were done. Right, I'm going to turn off that base map there, and I'm just going to show you one last thing, and that is in here, further down, hidden away, there's this thing called events. I'm going to turn everything else off because it's going to get messy. Okay, so in the events record, right, these are archaeological surveys or pieces of heritage work that have been done in Cornwall. These are the ones that are sent to us and that we have records of. I'm just going to select, I'm going to select the smallest one I can, which is probably that one. Let's go with. Okay, and I'm going to pull out a little bit, and hopefully you can see that that actually illuminates a huge great area, and it says 1 of 14. And that's because when we create them, we have to stack them on top of each other because they're referring to the area that the survey or whatever the piece of work is has taken place. So that's a management recommendation for the Mineral Tramways project. So you can imagine that was a very large piece of work, covered a large area. That's the World Heritage Site bid. And so you cycle through them, and eventually you'll find the one that you want. So that's the Redruth Plan in Gwari. That's the Industrial Settlements project. That's a very interesting report. And there's an environmental impact. Okay, must be nearly there because we're on 11. And there you have it. St Uni Poultry Farm. And it was an archaeological watching brief. And we have a link to the report. If I click on the link, after a bit of time, it will open a report. Now, the reason it had a link was because it was either commissioned by Cornwall Council or it was commissioned by one of the local councils, as were district councils, or, as in this case, it was carried out by Cornwall Archaeological Unit, who are a part of Cornwall Council, and therefore we have all of their records. So you can download these as PDFs. This one's a short report that was carried out by Carl Thorpe. I remember helping him sort out the cover. And yeah, so you have all the information in here about what happened on that. There are thousands of them. Some of them are useful, some are not. Some of them you'll find have a report number. So they'll say ECO 3081 here, and it'll say report project file, or sometimes they'll just say null, that there'll be this number. Now what that means is I have the report, but I can't make it available in this format. I can't make it available on a public site because I don't have the author's permission to reproduce it. So if it's a really important report and you really want to read it, you can contact us directly. I can then contact the author because we normally have the author's details somewhere, or I can give you an email address. And what happens is we ask you to email them, ask them for permission to use the report, and copy us in. They reply back, and almost always it happens within about an hour, and they say, yeah, why are you hassling me? Please just take it, and then I can send you the copy. I think that's probably all. we need to do at the moment. There's the Plen and Gwari layer, which has just recently arrived, and red reef does feature right there. And this is based on the research that Golden Tree did a few years ago in conjunction with them. We've then taken their research and added it to the historic environment record stuff to produce a kind of what we hope is our best guess at the moment of the distribution of Plen and Gwaris throughout Cornwall. Okay, information. Okay, I think that's probably all for a minute. If you've got any more questions or you want me to run through anything at all, you can always contact us.